Yo, what's up? It's your boy Kupz the Universe, aka Poet Lounge, aka PD Mossberg, and we are back. Remember, we just had a video. I just did a video. If you didn't watch it, it was about, a company dumping radioactive water into the Hudson River. You know what I'm saying? And now I got some information on them, right? So, who is dumping? Who is the company, right? The company is Holotec, Holtec International, right? The company in charge of decommissioning the Indian Point nuclear plant informed the Decommissioning Oversight Board that they are drastically expanding their plan to dump 1 million gallons of radioactive wastewater into the Hudson River. Now, this thing was published April 5th, 2023. So, like I said, Holotec plan to dump radioactive water into the Hudson River is ludicrously dangerous. Who owns Indian Point nuclear plant? Holotec is in the business of decommissioning shuttered nuclear power plants. It bought Indian Point, which had 2 reactors and produced about 25% of the power consumed by New York City in 2021 from its operator Entergy. Today, Holotec International, the company in charge of decommissioning the Indian Point nuclear power plant, informed the Michigan Oversight Board that they are drastically expanding their plan to dump 1 million gallons of radioactive water into the Hudson River. So they want to dump 1 million gallons of radioactive water, right? And they're really pushing it. They're pushing the fact, right? This is Holotec, Holtec International. Okay, they bought Indian Point nuclear plant, which is upstate New York somewhere, and it must run along the sides of the Hudson River, right? So, remember, they want to dump 1 million gallons of radioactive wastewater into the Hudson River, right? All right, this was published April 5th, 2023. This is, you know what I'm saying? So, what is some side facts. Let's just go in. Side facts. What is the most radioactive river in the United States? The Department of Energy DOE Hanford site in Washington State is one of the most contaminated nuclear waste sites in North America. The Columbia River flows through about 50 miles of the site. So, Hanford site in Washington State. Whatever river runs in Hanford site, Washington State, I think it's the Columbia River, is the most radioactive river in the United States. Now, we would have been like, dang, how is this stuff getting radioactive? But we know, because these power plants dump their radioactive water waste into the water, right? Now, we're going to get to it, right? Of course, we know there's going to be some damages behind that, right? We know this is not no cartoon. So if you near radioactive water, you're not going to just miraculously gain superpowers and turn into the Hulk or the Flash or any of that silly stuff, right? All right. So, does the Hudson River have radioactive, basically waste in it? 1 million gallons of radioactive water likely dumped into the Hudson River in New York. At a hearing on February 2nd, Holotec confirmed it will resume discharging radioactive water waste into the Hudson River from a spent fuel pool at the Indian Point nuclear power plant in August. So, they're dumping it. Now, listen to what they said. 1 million gallons of radioactive water likely dumped in the Hudson River in New York. At a hearing on February 2nd of this year, Holotec confirmed it will resume discharging radioactive wastewater in the Hudson River from a spent fuel pool at the Indian Point nuclear power plant in August. So when they say resume, that means they was doing it already and then they stopped doing it. You see what I'm saying? So they're dumping that water in there. They're dumping that water in there. So that confirmation video, the reason why things started breaking and the reason why things started changing immediately is because they already did it. You got to ask yourself certain questions, though. Like, what chemicals were dumped in the Hudson River? Is Indian Point dumping radioactive water? Yes. Right? We're going to answer the top question. Who dumped nuclear wastewater in the ocean? Well, we know who's dumping it in the Hudson River. And we know that Washington State Park has a Columbia River that's clearly being dumped in also. Right? So let's continue. What chemicals were dumped in the Hudson River? For 30 years, ending in the late 1970s, the General Electric Company, GE, discharged as much as 1.3 million pounds of polychlorinated biphenyls, right, or PCBs, into the Hudson River from its capacitor manufacturing plant in Hudson Falls and Fort Edwards, New York. So that's a military base. And that's probably a dam. New York, the PCBs remain in the river's sediment. So the chemicals that's inside of nuclear water, radioactive water, is PCBs. It's polychlorinated biphenyls, right? And it's coming from the capacitor from the manufacturing plant of Hudson Falls and Fort Edwards, New York. And these polychlorinated biphenyls are still in the Hudson River to this day. All right? So I'm proving that they're not only dumping toxic waste into the water, they've been doing it. And I'm going to show you what it's doing. And I'm going to show you how corrupt they are for this. Right? So, boom. Each exposure potentially can cause programmed cell death, genetic mutations, cancers, leukemia, birth defects, and reproduction and immune deficiencies. Like, did you hear that? I'm not repeating that. You just know what I just said. It's causing cancers, genetic mutations, programmed cell death. How does radioactive elements in the water affect humans? Radioactive elements produce the type of radiation called ionizing. Because it can release electrons from atoms and molecules and turn them into ions. Ionizing radiation damages DNA. Drinking water contaminated with radioactive substances increase the risk of cancer and may harm fetal development. So basically, all that stuff on the news that they be talking about causes cancer is bullshit. If you living by a river that they're dumping this toxic waste in, if it's in your drinking water and you get cancer, you're not going to say it's in the water. You're going to say, oh, I was smoking a cigarette. Oh, I was around this. Oh, it must be the 5G towers. No, it's the water. You living by the water is causing genetic deterioration and programmed cell death. Okay? Yo, it's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So, now, we know it causes cancer. We know what company it is, right? Holotech International, right? I even heard that one of these billionaires is getting ready to buy one somewhere in the Midwest, a power plant, and try to open it up again. All right? So, okay. So now that we know that, right? Because this is going to be quick. What is a polychlorinated biphenyl? Any of a class of toxic aromatic compounds. So you know all that smell good you be having, all that smell good, aromatic smell good, is probably toxic, right? Compounds often formed as waste in industrial processes, whose molecules contain two benzene rings in which hydrogen atoms have been replaced by chlorine atoms. We know what chlorine is. We know what hydrogen is. We know what chlorine is. All right. So let's continue. That's what a polychlorinated biphenyl is, right? Aromatic, having a pleasant or distinctive smell, right? Let's just keep going. Benzene, a colorless volatile liquid hydrocarbon present in coal, tar, and petroleum, and is used in chemical synthesis. It is used as a solvent, has been reduced because of its carcinogenic properties. Carcinogenic properties. Remember that word. Matter of fact, let's just go straight to it. We know what chlorine is. You know what I'm saying? It's an irritant. All right? And unsaturated, basically having carbon double or triple bonds, and therefore not containing the greatest possible number of hydrogen atoms for the number of carbons. Denoting fats containing high proportion of fatty acids molecules. So basically that's just the chemical makeup of what's being put into the water, right? Right? So carcinogenic is one of the chemicals that's inside of the thing, outside of the, toxic water, the PBCs, having the potential to cause cancer. So carcinogenic is the thing that's causing cancer. All right? So I just told you who's dumping the water, toxic water in the Hudson River. They've been doing it for how long? They plan on continuing to do it. Where it's coming from, right? The effects on the body, right? Because Holotech is going to pay for this, right? Holotech is going to pay for this, all right? So just know that it's coming from Indian Point Nuclear Power Plant, all right? Just know that it's the polychlorinated biphenyls that remains in the river that makes it toxic. Now, you know you can't swim in that water, right? They say you could get in that water. They say you could fish. If you eat fish out that water, you're done too, all right? And remember that it's called the radiation from those radioactive elements is ionizing, because it releases electrons from atoms and molecules and turns them into ions. It's making your body unstable. It's making your physical matter unstable. You see what I'm saying? And remember, each exposure potentially can cause programmed cell death, genetic mutations, cancers, leukemia, birth defects, and reproduction and immune system deficiencies. So I just wanted y'all to know that when I said what I said, and then you seen that parking lot collapse, and you seen them say they can't use the word Indian no more because that's ours, right? It wasn't for no reason. You see why I be feeling like, dag, I shouldn't do something, but I said it in that video. I said they probably already doing it. They are doing it, okay? Those are the effects. And if you get cancer because you live by these rivers, they're not going to say it's because they've been dumping the toxic waste byproduct of what they've been creating and using anyway, all right? So this is Poet. This is Kupz the Universe. This is the sovereign indigenous Niji. This is the sovereign American Indian. And I want Holotech to stop dumping that water here, right? I'm going to continue further. But I'm just saying that, all right? And I want all y'all to know the effects of that. And no, don't play around that water. Do more research. A lot of waters is poison. There's radioactive areas in Brooklyn. Did you know that Moffett and Wyckoff is considered the most radioactive spot in Brooklyn? I don't know why. Maybe they dumping, all right? So I don't know. So listen, y'all, keep your head on the swivel because they are at war with us. They've been trying to kill us forever, and you need to see this. This is proof. This is proof right here, all right? So, yo, it's your boy Kupz the Universe, a.k.a. P.D. Mossberg, a.k.a. Poet Lounge, and I'm out. I hope this has been an informative message for you. I hope that I informed all of my people, all my Brooklynites, to how they're trying to kill us, all right? Literally, give us cancer and say we don't know how you got it, all right? Y'all stay safe, y'all stay blessed, stay well, and stay militant because we got to stay ahead of this type of stuff, all right? 1.